Okay, so there might be a little bit of a secret I gotta tell you guys. I was the comic book kid. Now, a lot of you are concerned what that is. A lot of you don't care. A lot of you are clicking off this video. If you are thinking about doing that, please don't and subscribe. Basically, I was that kid who liked to draw comics, read comics, just anything comics, really. Which might be a little weird. I mean, I have a Garfield collection for all you know. Not flexing or anything. So here's the story how I went through my comic book phase. So for a lot of you are wondering, what is a comic book? Basically, it's reading but fun, if that makes sense. Pretty much it was a thing with pictures, speech bubbles to basically trick you into reading. It's actually a pretty cool invention, actually. For a lot of you who grew up with laptop, iPads, computers, we grew up with Calvin and Hobbes, Garfield. Okay, that was a lie. I actually did grow up with electronics. So growing up, I actually read a lot of Calvin and Hobbes comics. So I decided to make my knockoff called Caven and His Cat. I'm not even joking, y'all. Basically, if you're unfamiliar with Calvin Hobbes, it's basically about this kid who's like 6 years old and he has this like stuffed tiger, but he thinks he's real, but he isn't because, it's stuffed tiger. They would do stuff like pretend that the cardboard box is a time traveling machine, prank that the next door girl, and stuff like that. And my comic was exactly the same. They did the same stuff. Time traveling, pretend, prank the next door neighbor. I'm not even joking. Like, it was literally the same except for the fact that it was a cat that was real. That's literally it. And a lot of times, all the comics would just be is, let's go for a ride. And then they'll go like in their cardboard box and then just kind of just say we, and then that'll be the end of it. It was pretty bad. All right, I was 6. Okay, so for me, I was making these comics a lot until my brother told me that was just a complete knockoff. It's not a knockoff. It's just see, the cat's real, and his name is Caven. Bro, it's a knockoff. You know what? I'm gonna tell my. And I would go as far as to make a 200 book comic book, like 200 pages. All the comics were very, very easy to make, but it was 200 pages, all right? In fact, I actually still have the comic book around here somewhere. I'll have to go look for it, though. I also kept changing the series name from Caven and His Cat to Calvin and His Cat to Calvin and Scurry. Yeah, it went from kind of a knockoff to just extremely knockoff-ish. And nobody could stop me unless I actually published the books. If so, I would be arrested by now. So Calvin and His Cat, Calvin and Scurry, whatever you want to call it, lasted a long time. Like, I was making a lot of them actually. And then I just kind of slowly faded away from it, thought it was kind of dumb, kind of knockoff-ish. Until we get introduced to my next comic book I made called The Marshmallow Show. Oh man, okay. The Marshmallow Show was basically about marshmallows that talked. That that was literally it. Okay. Food talking. Never heard of that before. I mean, that's kind of interesting, right? The Marshmallow Show was about the same. I mean, just talking marshmallows. I mean, it lasted 4 seasons though. If by seasons I meant like actual weather seasons. I seriously thought it was weather seasons and not like an actual year. But hey, 4 seasons, that's a pretty good, I mean, I would say. What you guys think? Comment down below your answer. Say, yes, I agree. I also don't really have very many interesting stories involving the Marshmallow Show. I mean, it's the Marshmallow Show. I mean, what do you expect? Now I'll get to my final comic book series I made. I mean, not really a series, but just like books, you know. Also, I'm on camera now, so I actually have 2 final comic books. There was Socks the Cat, and there was the Big Fatty series. So Socks the Cat was about this cat that talked, and then he would like talk with like dogs and like stuff like that. It was basically a society, like you know how we have cities and like businesses, you know, but it was like they animals were running it. I mean, it's not that weird. Like this concept has been done multiple times. Like animals running society. I don't know. it was a pretty cool concept for me, all right? And now the final comic book of all, the Big Fatty series. This was about a fat cat named Fatty. It's pretty cool. So I would actually make this comic book series when I was like at church, and then I would just like make these comics. I don't know why I did specifically at church though. I don't know, but it was a series. All right, it ended off. It all it ended. Okay, no further questions. So that is the time I went for my comic book phase. Yeah, so that's gonna be all for my video today. Hope you want more videos like this. Maybe they're just boring to you. I don't know.